Srimanarayana. Hello everyone, I am the Pauranika. Welcome to the 13th episode of Sri Mahabharata as written by sage Vedavyasa. This episode is in continuation to the Amsaavatarana Parva of Adi Parva. After hearing about the birth of sage Vedavyasa, King Janamejaya asked sage Viswamitra, Maharshi, I would like to know about the Kuru lineage. Please elaborate. Viswamitra said, Those were the times when the great king Dushyanta of the Parva lineage was ruling the earth bordered by the four oceans. That destroyer of enemies was protecting the landmass bordered by the Mlecha kingdoms. The people of his kingdom lived happily under his rule. People who did agriculture produced finest crop. There was no fear of either robbery, hunger or disease under his rule. The rains were timely and there was never a drought. King Dushyanta was young and valorous with a body as strong as a diamond. An expert in wielding a mace, his strength is equal to that of Lord Vishnu and his radiance was no less than the sun. He was as ferocious as the sea and as patient as earth. He was noble and ruled the people righteously. Such King Dushyanta one day had set out to go for hunting in the wild along with his army that comprises of horses, elephants, chariots and foot soldiers. The soldiers carried swords, maces, daggers, spears, etc. The streets of the kingdom echoed with various sounds. The war cry of the soldiers, the sound of conches, the trumpet of elephants, the neighing of the horses filled the air. Among them, on a mighty elephant, sat King Dushyanta. The people cheered at the sight of their king and the women rushed to the balconies of their buildings to look at the king. As he passed through the street, they showered flowers on him. Just before entering into the forest, the king shifted to a chariot and moved ahead. They first entered a forest devoid of any water and people and was filled with scattered rocks that fell off the hills. He hunted down the wild animals including lions, tigers and elephants. While chasing the wild beasts, King Dushyanta along with his forces entered another place that was devoid of any vegetation. He crossed that place too and entered another forest. With many beautiful cottages, the forest looked lively and filled the king's heart with happiness. A cold breeze blew in the forest and it looked vibrant with many flowers and trees. Covered in thick vegetation, the forest echoed with the chirping of birds and the buzzing of bees. King Dushyanta entered the forest and noticed a beautiful ashram at the bank of river Malini. With many sages, yatis, Valakilya rishis and Brahmins who performed yagas and rituals regularly, the place looked lively. That ashrama was the hermitage of sage Kanva. King Dushyanta left his forces at the entrance, got rid of his royal sigils and entered the hermitage along with his priest and ministers. While the sages chanted the Vedas, the king entered the hermitage. He wanted to greet sage Kanva and entered into his cottage. He did not find anyone there. He called out, Is anybody there? Then a beautiful maiden came out to greet him. She gave him water to wash his feet and offered him a seat and exchanged pleasantries. Dushyanta's mind was taken over by her beauty. He asked the woman about the sage. Shakunthala responded, Maharaja, my father went to bring some fruits. He would be returning soon. Wait for a muhurta. Dushyanta was surprised and asked how an unmarried sage like Kanva had a daughter. Maharaja, once I overheard my father talking about my birth parents to a sage. Once upon a time, sage Viswamitra did a severe penance which threatened even Lord Devendra. He thought that if Vishwamitra continued his penance, he would take over Indra's throne too. Then Indra called Menaka and asked her to distract the son of Gadhi. A scared Menaka said, Devendra, while I wish to help you, I am scared of the wrath of sage Viswamitra. Though born as a Kshatriya, with his sadhana and tremendous effort he became a Brahmin. He filled a river with shallow waters up to a water level that would drown a person. That river in his honor was named Kaushiki after him. With his might, he created new worlds filled with new stars. He can turn the worlds into ashes with his wrath. He can pick and throw the mighty hill of Meru. He can disalign the directions. Can a woman like me ever touch him? On your command, I will go to the sage, but I need your protection and the help of wind god to displace my garment at the right moment, she said. Devendra ordered Vayudeva to accompany Menaka. While sage Viswamitra was meditating, Menaka started dancing. At the right moment, the wind god did his job and sage Viswamitra was distracted. After living with her for a long time, the sage regretted his actions and went to Kaushiki river to do his penances. Menaka, who gave birth to a baby girl, left the infant in the banks of river Malini near the range of Himalayas. A few birds surrounded and protected the baby. When Kanva Maharshi reached there, the birds informed him the story of the child. Kanva Maharshi, who can communicate with all the beings of the forest, understood that the baby was the daughter of his friend Vishwamitra and raised her as his own. Shakunthala, with her sweet words, told this story to King Dushyanta. Thank you. Jai Shriman.